Hello, everybody. What I want to do is talk about the feminist organisation. I believe the feminist organisation is a satanic organisation and has been funded, certainly I think in the 70s, by the CIA. It was actually confirmed by one of the feminazis. I can't remember her name, but she's stated that the CIA funded Ms. Magazine, or wanted to back in the 70s or whatever. The feminist organisation is a really, really nasty organisation. I mean, Hillary Clinton is a fucking feminist. And I can't remember what the name of the woman, again, one of her heroes, who is quite a racist woman, is, she's a great fan of. Look, feminism is a disguise of what the feminists want eventually. To be one of the women who I've read, I'm not really sure I don't give a fuck what their names are. They're all evil pieces of shit. But a woman actually stated, to be a true feminist, you have to be a lesbian. So that's what feminism is about. It is about being a lesbian and hating men and looking for ways in which to remove men from this society. If not moving men from this society, reducing the male population. She's an 85-year-old witch who stated in a so-called book she's written that in order for for peace to reign on the planet, the population of female will need to be 75% to that of the male population in the world of 25%. She is a long-time lesbian as well. So it just goes to show you that the lesbian agenda is not about equality. It has never been about equality. Their agenda is to lock us up, to destroy us. There is some research was being done by an Australian woman, so a professor or something, whatever, a doctor, whatever. She did it, I think, back in 2001, apparently, that she had successfully joined two female, I don't know what it's, eggs, embryos, or whatever it is, in order to make an embryo, probably female eggs, two female mouse's eggs to produce an embryo. Now, the interesting thing about that is that it will only ever produce females. It will never produce a male. So, basically, so two women could have their eggs spliced together, and somehow life would then, produce a full baby, a human baby. The good thing about it is she was really hounded, thank God, out of her position by a lot of people, press and whatever, because people could see exactly what she was trying to do. And this was in around 2001. I mean, you've got an idiot doctor come along saying it, this bloke saying it was fantastic, it was really good, it was better than cloning, blah, 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 blah. But the point was that, I mean, she said she was doing it for men who couldn't have children. Load of shit. Again, typical. The thing about the feminists, they're not very good at hiding what they really are trying to do. Because, well, to be honest with you, they don't need to be very good. Because they get away with murder, literally. I think the feminist movement, who are, as I said before, are a satanic movement. They are devil worshippers. They believe in the devil. They don't believe in God. They worship the devil. They believe in evil, and they believe in the destruction of man. It's a number of them stated, that there is no God is a fictitious, Jesus was a fictitious, wasn't real. Jesus was gay, and all this kind of business. What the fuck? So the feminist movement is not interested in equality. That's not what its agenda is. And I've already said to you before what the agenda is of the feminist movement, and that is to kill all as much. If they can find a way of splicing women's, then they probably will get rid of all men completely. But you know what? I really don't think that women, as a species, would really survive. Men would. If there were no women on this planet, men would and still survive without women. The problem is that men do, generally, obviously, like the company. Am I correct? The company of women? I'm not sure. They definitely like the female form. They definitely like the sexual part of it. But for me, I don't find a lot of women, comfortable to talk to or to have discussions with. I think, there's this thing that women come up with called mansplaining. I personally think, when I've spoken to a lot of women in the past, I've actually seen the way they talk. They do try and talk you down. They do think that they're superior to you in discussions, or try that they're superior to you in discussions. They do think that they can do things better than you. I've had numerous times when I've done with computers, I'm looking at something, and I had a woman come over my shoulder and say, "Oh, well, you've input that incorrectly, or you've done that." And I thought, well, I haven't asked you for your opinion. I haven't asked you to do at all. Yet, and I'm an BT engineer. I've built computers. I know, I've designed circuits. A lot of women out there who go on the internet don't really know an awful lot. They know how to open up their computer, they know how to switch it on and go to the browser, and that's about it. Get their emails and go to Twitter and Tumblr and all that kind of shit. But that's really about it for all the women. So, we need to be very, very careful. It's not a joke. People, there are people out there who are thinking, I'm just waffling on, talking nonsense. But this is what happened when the suffragette movement galvanized themselves back in the 1900s. Men did exactly the same thing. They looked at them and said, "Oh, they're very weak women. They won't get very far." But they were wrong. They were wrong. They were willing to go far. and do things that would get them, the cheat. They fought with the police. They went and learned jiu-jitsu. They went and so they could fight the police and take the police on. And some of these guys had to deal with some of these women in a nasty way as well. And I read of one suffragette. The policeman had asked her to move on. I think he put his arm on her shoulder, apparently, or may have pushed her a little bit rougher, I don't know. And she grabbed his arm and threw him over her shoulder because she learned jiu-jitsu. But the point was, she caught him out off guard. But women don't think about that. Women don't think about it. My life is one now that I'm beginning to wonder: do I really need women in my life? I mean, I've got my mum, who luckily loves all her children and is not bothered about the feminist movement, doesn't like the feminist movement, because she knows that it hurts her sons and what they're about. But apart from that, other females, and when I go about my business, I'm not interested as I used to be when I was a 20, 30, 40, even a 40-year-old man. And you know why? I didn't realise just how, I knew about the battle of the sexes and all this kind of business, but I was lucky to work in a male-dominated industry. Literally, I mean, there were one or two women that worked there. I had no connection with them. So, but the office I went to, full of guys in the common, and there was maybe one, maybe two women that actually, three I think, that actually out of maybe 40, 50 guys, and it, to me, I worked in that industry for 20 odd years, and so for me, the only women I would meet would be, when I go to a customer site and they'd show me where the equipment was or where the equipment's got to go and how you got to run the cables. But the good thing about that was that I was there for a day or two. It would be, oh, do you want a cup of tea, or do you need this, you need that, and then I'll just generally get left alone to do what I've got to do. My interaction with women over the years has been limited, and I'm glad of it, because when I see the way in which guys, because they're looking for a little bit of pussy, and the way women play games with that is really quite extraordinary. I mean, if you're lucky enough to find a nice, really well-balanced woman who hasn't got these kind of hatred for men, and understands, especially today, that society has changed. Look, I totally agree. Back in the day, in the 40s and 50s, women were paid less than what they should have been paid on an hourly basis in comparison to men. But the fact of the matter is this: women take more time off work than men. The government statistics are there. Women take more holiday time off than men. The government statistics are there. Women take more sick time than men. The government statistics are there. Men work more hours than women. The government statistics are there. But when you bring this up in front of feminists, they just say the figures are wrong, or they're all sexist. They never ever accept these figures. Never accept them. And also, women have different lifestyle change. let me give you a scenario. They keep saying that, oh, women are being penalised when they get pregnant and then, have a child and then come back to work. Why should they be penalised? Well, what do they want the employee to do? If you've gone off for 6 months or a year even, okay, and you don't have any means of, giving the child to somebody else, like your own, if you've got your parents, maybe you haven't got any grandparents, your own parents have died or whatever, or you don't have any relatives. For a woman, it's not going to be easy. So their assumption is, well, why is it that the woman's got to stay at home and look after the child? So it took two to produce the child, and why doesn't the man stay at home? Well, I mean, if the man is earning the most, it would be stupid for him to stay at home. But if a woman is earning more than the man, and the man is happy to stay at home and look after the child in the first few weeks of birth, why not? I wouldn't have a problem with it. I'd be quite happy to stay at home and look after the child. But you know what? Would a lot of women really sort of, there are women who take 6 months off at least to look after the child for a few years. And because of the bond that she has with the child and the mother. And I think a lot of women themselves don't really want to go back to work, not straight away. They actually want to have that bond with that child when that baby is born. And so, a lot of feminists assume, that women are being put upon, that, they've been fucked by the men, and then they're forced to have babies. In the West, this is not so. Maybe in, other countries outside of the West, fine. But I'm not interested in those countries outside of the West. They get on with what they have to do. My personal belief is that the West is going under. Certainly, now that China is the richest country in the world, it's not being officially stated because the Western world still cannot accept that China, which hasn't quite affiliated itself to the West, is a richer country than the United States of America, because America is fucking bankrupt. And it's bankrupt because it's a satanic, evil country. It's a nonsense place. It's run by feminists, and the feminist movement are bringing the country to its knees. China doesn't allow that shit. China is a strong country, a tough country. Doesn't allow nonsense. Doesn't allow women to dictate how the country is run. Women are part of the society, and women want to run society, but they don't dictate what goes on in that country. And that's the reason why it's been able to get to the strength it's been able to get to, because it's a male-dominated, structured society. And we need the society to be male-dominated and strong. All this nonsense about women being, naturally stronger than men, more intelligent than men. If they were more intelligent than men, they would have produced, surely, stargates, ships that could go, millions of miles away from you, within seconds. It's just bullshit. They say the female population is 51% to that of male. To be honest with you, the male population has been reduced because of war, because of World War I and World War II. and it would have been more than the female population. More than the female population. Men are not strong. Women are not stronger than men. Certainly not physics-wise. The reason why women live longer is because men smoke too much, men drink too much, men eat too much, and men fight too much. But now, Western women are doing very much that kind of thing that men were doing in the past. And men are now starting to exercise. They're not drinking so much. They're stopping smoking, and they're exercising much more. And I think you'll see that in the future, a lot more men will reach, into their 90s, along with women and past women. So, but as I was saying before, that the feminist movement is a dangerous movement, and it's a satanic movement. The feminist movement is a satanic organization, and it again, there are a number of. One feminist stated that the new world order will be the new world order will be a feminist, female new world order. That's what the future of this planet is. But you know what? I can't see them. Look, let me tell you something. The West, certainly America, Canada, Germany, maybe Australia. I think these countries will all, at UK, will become run by women. Certainly the governments and everything like that. Men will still be building things that they have to build because the men have become manginas in this country. But in other countries, outside of the West, or all these nonsense, these countries, the man will be still the man. He'll stand up and deal with these people, and he'll look at the West and say, "My God, look how feminist the country, feminized the country has come." And let's see how well they actually last up in the future. I can't see them lasting. And listen, if they decide that they want their population to be in concentration camps, and it will not happen to the rest of, certainly not in Africa. Oh, no way. It won't happen in India. It won't happen in Pakistan. It won't happen in Saudi Arabia. It won't happen in all these Middle Eastern countries. No. Geezers are geezers there. Men are men there. Russia. It ain't going to happen there. So, I think the West is destroying itself. I just don't see any innovation, real innovation, that is occurring from the female society. The woman who was doing in Australia this stuff, what happened to her? She left the field of research. If that was a man, he'd be pushing. He would have found a way of succeeding. He would have done something. But she packed up and walked away. Typical woman. Anyway, I just wanted to air my views. As I said, that my hatred of feminism. I hate the word. I hate saying the word. Feminism is shit. Feminism is cancer. Feminism is satanic. See you later.